Kodiak PNW here. We got Pmags in front of us today. These are three 30-round 5.56 polymer magazines from Magpul. Pmags are made in multiple platforms. You got AR, AK, AR-15 and AR-10, Glock. They come in all wide range of capacities. Obviously they're made out of polymer instead of the standard steel GI magazines. So these are two Gen 2 Pmags. This is a Gen 3 Pmag. This Gen 2 Pmag is stippled for added grip. It actually does increase the grip quite a bit from the factory Pmag. This Pmag also has a MagPod on it. MagPod is a monopod that it attaches to the bottom of the magazine here on the floor plate, which allows you to use your rifle, use your magazine as a monopod when shooting from the rest position or the prone position. This is a factory Gen 2 Pmag and a factory Gen 3 Pmag. Now the big difference between the factory Gen 2 and Gen 3 Pmags is the grip. So the grip on the Gen 3 Pmag is greatly increased due to these enlarged ridges on the side, ribs on the back and the front of the magazine, and it also has a stop here on the back for the pit of your hand there. Now this allows you to grip that magazine a lot harder when using it. Now if you're tactically using your magazine, if you're out in the field with your magazine, getting dirty, wet, what have you, your grip's going to be hindered, to say the least. But the factory Gen 2 Pmag doesn't offer a lot of grip as it comes out of the box. So you can see my hand's just sliding right across there. I'm grabbing it pretty hard, but it slides. So Gen 3 Pmag was designed to increase the grip, and they succeeded. It's substantially increased with their modifications. The Gen 3 breaks down the same way as the Gen 2. You just push this tab in here and then slide the plate off, and the magazine spring and follower are separated from the magazine, and it's really easy to put it back in. Just slide it right back in and then slide the plate back on to the magazine. Gen 2 breaks down the same way. Another difference I noticed with the Pmags, Gen 2 to Gen 3, is that there's this crevice here, which could allow dirt, debris to get in, cause magazine malfunction, where the Gen 3 does not have any gaps there to allow debris to get in. Price point Gen 2 to Gen 3 is the other difference. Gen 2 Pmags you can usually find around $10 a magazine. If you buy them in bulk, you could probably even get them cheaper. Gen 3 Pmags usually hover around $15 a magazine. Say you already have a bunch of Gen 2 magazines, one way you can increase your grip if you're concerned about it is through stippling. I stippled this magazine and it does greatly increase the grip compared to a stock one. That's why I was stippling them before they came out with the Gen 3s. I also now have 7 of the Gen 2s and fewer of the Gen 3s, so I plan on stippling the rest of my Gen 2s as well. Other pros to the Magpul compared to other magazines: Magpul makes these magazines and they're a lot cheaper. If say you have a Scar magazine and they have the Scar steel magazines, those are usually in the $50 range. These for your AR-15 run $10. They're lighter, they're more available. You can walk into any store and they have AR Pmags, AK Pmags, Glock Pmags at Cabela's or any gun store pretty much. Super easy to clean. You can modify them, different floor plates. You can modify the polymer with stippling. Super easy. One of the big things about Pmags that I like are that the GI steel magazines, a lot of people worry about loading them to full capacity, 30 rounds. Now, the reason that they're concerned about it is because people will complain of malfunction when inserting your magazine. It won't cycle that first round, or it'll jam up the magazine, and it causes a big problem when you're loading a new magazine with the bolt forward. Now, Pmag has designed their magazines to actually accept 31 rounds. Now the reason for that is that you can put 30 in there and operate it correctly, so it won't malfunction with a full 30 rounds in there because it has the ability to accept more. So it gives you that cushion when you have 30 rounds in there. You can actually, it'll still move and enter the rifle correctly and then be able to cycle. So that allows you to obviously have 30 rounds instead of 28 or a reliable 30. The cons I've noticed are people complain about breaking the feed lips here on the top. So I guess what happens is they fill their Pmags, and when it's weighed down, for whatever reason, they drop it and it lands on this lip and breaks it. Now that'll render your magazine useless, and basically you're without that magazine and it won't operate in your rifle. Alright guys, well that's my video on Pmags. Let me know if you guys have anything you'd like me to do a review on. Check out Magpul. They also offer all different kinds of other products if you haven't already. Subscribe for other reviews on gear.